I'm not going to be mad. Last weekend, my wife and I went wine tasting out in Walla Walla in the Tri-Cities. This weekend, she is in Cannon Beach with her girlfriend, and we brought back some amazing wines from Kitsky Cellars, one of which is this upside down rescue rosé. She took the other bottle with her to Cannon Beach. I'm not going to be jealous because that means I'm going to drink upside down rescue rosé this weekend by myself. Stay tuned. All right, so this is Scott. Welcome to the Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast channel, and you are watching, I think, YouTube's only channel that's really dedicated to wine and whiskey, specifically Washington State wine and spirits, but not exclusively. So, that being said, I am reviewing Upside Down Rescue Rosé. This is a second label by Kitsky Cellars, and this is what is called, I think they call it a donation bottle. Seth Kitsky is the winemaker, and when they come out with this upside down label every year, a portion of the proceeds of this wine go to a charity. So in this year, I believe it is an animal rescue charity. That being said, last weekend while my wife and I were on our way back from Walla Walla, we stopped in the Tri-Cities where Kitsky Cellars is located. Now, this particular rosé is made from 100% Nebbiola. Really rare to find here in the United States. Very few vineyards will grow it. It's very finicky, very similar to Pinot Noir with how finicky the grape is. Matter of fact, this is an Italian grape, and over 97 or 98% of all Nebbiola in the world is grown in Italy. So to see it here grown in the United States, it was kind of shocking to see. Now, this is not grown by Kitsky. This is grown in the Horseheaven Hills area. But when my wife and I sat down and tasted their wine, now, my wife and I are already club members to 3 other wineries. And the rules that we do when we go into a winery is, especially a boutique winery here in the state or Oregon, is that when they serve up their wines in their tasting room, we have to literally like almost every single bottle for us to consider joining their club. And they were serving 5 wines that day, and the first one that we tasted was this rosé. Now, I'm not a rosé guy typically, but I am a dry wine person, and this is an extremely dry rosé. So it started right off the bat hitting those buttons for me. And on the nose, oh my goodness. This has got choke cherry and cranberry and rose petals, dried cherries, potpourri. Very heavy on the potpourri, actually. And a little bit of pine sap. I know it's strange, but it's yeah, I'm going to say pine sap on that. Now, you can tell that this is you can smell the acidity. It's very tart on the nose, or it kind of gives you that dry feeling. And to me, that kind of gives away for having high acidity. Now, I've already tasted it, but let's go ahead and taste it now. The choke cherry kind of goes away, but on the palate, first of all, this is a medium-bodied wine. Typically, Nebbiola, when it's not done as a rosé, is a full-bodied wine. It has a lot of tannins. Now, the tannins on this are medium to medium minus, I guess would be the phrase. But the acidity really is. This is a full acidity wine. That's what keeps it dry. This wine is going to be great for somebody who, on a hot day like today here in the Pacific Northwest, it's almost 90 degrees. And like I said, my wife is down in Cannon Beach. I'm going to be sitting in the backyard tonight next to my fire pit. Normally I'd have a glass of scotch or something like that, but tonight I'm going to probably be having this rosé. Now the alcohol, the alcohol of this is 13.9%. It tastes a little bit higher than that, but it works. So let's go back to the taste though. Like I said, the choke cherry kind of goes away, but I'm getting a very tart cherry, very tart cranberry on this. The pine sap and the potpourri's there, but the pine sap is kind of turned into more of a black tea type of flavor to it. This is really a very crisp, clean tasting wine. The finish on this, for a rosé, the finish is relatively long. The problem I find with a lot of dry wines is that it cuts through your palate and it's gone in an instant. This one here, I'm still tasting cherry. I'm still tasting that cranberry. The black tea has kind of laid a coating and I'm still tasting that as well. So it's a relatively moderately anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. Relatively long finish. I just can't speak right now. That's okay. It's the wine. So, what am I going to rate you guys? I'll tell you, I've had some really bad rosés in my lifetime. I've had some really good rosés. But very little have I had an excellent to, outstanding rosé. This is an outstanding rosé. I'm going to go ahead and link to their website. You guys can take a look, but I don't know what the availability on this wine is. It may just be Washington State. It may just be Oregon. But if you can get your hands on a bottle of this 100% Nebbiola Rosé, do it. I'm going to rate this as a 92 out of 100. And yes, my wife and I ended up being club members to this. And this wine to start off was such a shocker. We're pleased to become wine members to this winery. So anyways, let me go ahead and boy, that is. Yeah, that is really crisp. That is really clean. I'm almost tempted to break my keto diet tonight and order a spicy pizza to see how this would go with it. Because I think this would specifically cut through a lot of spicy food. I don't know. May ask my kid, who's my cameraman today, whether or not we should do that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, listen, I want to thank you for tuning into my channel. Please like, comment, and share if you want. And if you go ahead and subscribe, the little bell button will come up. Let me know if you had a rosé, if you had a dry rosé, have you had this upside down Nebbiola rosé? Let me know how you guys felt about it. Like I said, go ahead and share this video. If you get excited about rosés, boy, share this video and say, hey, we got to try to find this one because I really do highly recommend this one. And it's also for a good cause. Who doesn't like donating money by drinking wine, which is really kind of what we're doing here. Because, like I said, I think 20% of the proceeds, up to 20%, it could be wrong, up to 20% of the proceeds is going to animal rescue for this particular bottle. Anyways, I'm gonna be contacting these guys through the club, and I'm gonna be ordering quite a bit more this summer because this is really, really good. So, anyways, thank you for tuning in to the Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast. I want to say thank you, cheers, and I will be doing a couple reviews this week. I'm going to try. I found a new peated scotch that I think some of you, if you're interested in peated whiskeys, this might be a very good entry-level one to get into. Plus, I've also got a couple wines that we picked up. Can't wait to do those as well. Anyways, cheers. Thank you. Please drink responsibly. And remember, life is too short for either bad wine or bad whiskey. Salam. Yeah.